picking up work. Those of you who are on your commute to and from work. We just heard from the mighty, this Black Stallion, deceased. Better days are coming. A very familiar song in his 1983 Calypso. Better days are coming. And indeed, we are going to get into that as soon as we get over our pleasantries. So good afternoon to those of you on the commute, those of you who are going to and from work. Good afternoon to all our loyal listeners. Good afternoon to those of you who are joining us on your way home in the maxi, in your taxi, in your personal vehicle. You just decide to switch the dial and try something else and listen to something else and try and get engaged in another. Give someone else the opportunity to speak with you or for you to contribute to, and in terms of your your little sojourn back to your home. And for those of you who are on your way to work, safe journey, and I hope you have a productive day or night because you work that shift at work. Good afternoon to the members, esteemed members of the pavilion. Those of you who continuously help us here decipher some of the issues and discuss some of the issues, no matter what side you're supporting in this match. On the Third Empire, you may be a fan of the batting side, you may be a fan of the bowling side, but indeed and in fact, you want to see a good game of cricket. You want to see a good game of cricket, which means that both sides must perform to the best of their ability. Good afternoon to the owners and operators of this great radio station, Mr. Neil Iwer George himself and his family, and by extension his staff, his hardworking staff behind the scenes who continue to make us amateur radio announcers and program hosts. They help us look good, at least half decent, if you're honest, at least half decent. So we want to say thank you to them publicly. Thank you to Mr. George for sharing his platform. Many of us don't share our platforms, and some of us who share platform tend to tell you what to do. The Third Empire is a very neutral program with no hidden agenda. On this program, you are able to share your opinion and your views, and we will even ask you sometimes for your rationale. But we try to be more solution oriented on this program, and rather than heap condemnation and peacock. We have enough of that in the parliament, and it's not really productive at the end of the day. So we want to say good afternoon to each and every one and welcome, and we give thanks to the Almighty, to the Creator, for yet another day in this cricket match, yet another day where we could discuss matters of state. So we had a rally on the weekend. And I do know that some of you may have gone, some of you may have listened, some of you may have tuned in just to hear what were some of the highlights. And definitely the weather did not deter the thousands. And I heard, I was not there, but I heard there were over 20,000 around. But the crowd is not as important as the message. As the United National Congress accounted to its political base after nearly a year in office, the signal was unmistakable. The party is betting on its next chapter on the promise that things will get better. As cold rain pelted the Couva South Hall car park, a capacity crowd estimated by the protective services at around 10,000 at its peak stood with hope. Some UNC supporters told the Guardian media that they were confident improvements are coming. But while they acknowledged gains in year one, they also pointed to key areas where they want government to pay particular focus. Tabakit resident Mr. Herwati Dionerine says she was pleased that the government had kept its promise and delivered laptops to the Form 1 students. Dionerine said she also got a job from the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure. On Saturday, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Bisasa said that the ministry had employed 1,800 people in the last 12 months. But the Dionerine is hoping that the government can build on this 1 year by looking at some key areas. We want to look at some food prices. We want to look at more jobs. We're hoping we can get some ease up of the crime because crime is escalating. I think we can have a better country, she explained. Meanwhile, Cassie from Lahoketa, Talparo constituency, some from Lahoketa Talparo constituency, told Guardian Media that she was thrilled when the government announced the exemption of income tax on payments received from approved pension funds and private deferred annuity plans. But her thoughts were also with those who lost their jobs in the last 12 months. She is hoping they see employment soon. I'd like more opportunities for those who were laid off. Under the CPEP program and others, I'd like to see some more opportunities for them. Giovanni Bain also called for more available jobs, as he believes more employment will lead to a reduction in crime. Prioritize youth, one person says. The youth is the future. You can never go wrong with prioritizing the youth. Once employment solved, the crime rate is going to cut in half. I know that for sure. He added, but so far everything looks promising. We still have more time. From the podium on Saturday, the Prime Minister pledged 13 new mobile police posts across the nation as she acknowledged that the fight against crime has not been won. And standing away from the stage, UNC supporter Marsha Granado was hoping that the better days promise means safer days as well. Senior Matteson, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Better days are coming, Senior.
I was there
We began with the Black Stalin today, because Stalin sang about a similar situation, similar promises made, although 1983 a whole different context.
But I was there.
You were there.
And I think better days are coming.
Okay. So we are hearing it from our live witness that he is trusting. He's hopeful.
Yeah, I think
better days are coming.
But this weekend was a very eventful weekend. Not only for the both parties, or for the both teams, bowling side and the fielding side, and the batting side, of course, because the bowling side had their issue in Tobago. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, I don't know if you know that the bowling side had their issue in Tobago, and that turned out very well for them too, because they weren't expecting so many people to turn up for the vote. So Shampa Kojo also is now the political leader, now deputy political leader of the PNM and the political leader of Tobago. So that too, we have to say that a sunny day for politics in Trinidad and Tobago. I listened to what you was reading there, and from all indication, and it is very possible that better days could be coming. Yeah. Because there are a lot of things on the horizon, according to the Prime Minister. And she would have outlined also her legislative agenda and the wins, about 18 amendments and pieces of legislation that they got passed, and there are some more that are in the
pipeline
right now in Parliament to be dealt with. And that to me is really, really, it says a lot in terms of the speed at which she's moving and how she sees reform in Trinidad and Tobago. That, to a large extent, is, she indicated about the 61,000 people, including some 17,000 teachers, and I think it's somewhere in the vicinity of about 14,000 daily paid workers, and
Yes.
that kind of thing, that was able to benefit from the negotiations.
Right.
And there are a number of negotiations, as she indicated, that are still on the table,
Right.
seeking the government that is seeking to settle, which is a good thing, because once we have industrial peace in Trinidad and Tobago, and that is by way of settling negotiations and that kind of thing, then people having more money, people get to having more opportunities, obviously. And I would agree with the person that you was just reading about that said that once people have more money in the pocket, they are able to satisfy their essential needs. Then we could possibly see a reduction in crime. She spoke about police reform also. I don't know if you saw that, if that was written, but she spoke about police service reform. She spoke about, a number of other things that would put all the pieces together. And I'm seeing that happening because I don't know, I noticed there was another police shooting this weekend. And that police shooting, to me, from reading the account of it, there seems to be a renewed, call in my mind, and by most of the persons who were there and who read the article, to make police the mandatory wearing of body cams. That, to me, is very, very serious, because that will add a layer of accountability in police work and policing. So those things are, to me, very, very important. She spoke about the factor removal from that blacklist, and that, to me, was also important, because that will allow for us to borrow and that kind of thing. She also indicated that in 2015 we had a national debt of about $71.4 billion, and today is $144.7 billion. That is what I can't I should say I don't know how to measure that. So, and I could just go by what she's saying. But if that is so, then we have some work to do, and clearly the PNM would have done some, not damage, because obviously if we're not printing money and we're not earning the kind of money we had to borrow, but it adds to another layer of the problems that we could have going forward in terms of increasing or trying not to increase our national debt. But I would leave the rest for the public to have their say on it. There are a number of things to unpack from all that was said, and all in all, I think she made a very good showing of herself. She did. I saw in the newspapers where she did send prayers to Donald Trump, given the incident that took place. I have a different say on that. I have a different view on that, but I'd like to hear what the public have to say about all of that also. And not to mention, I want to say this: we had two fatal accidents this weekend, one in Tobago.
Yes.
And I don't know, but we need to do something about we need to do something about this, boy. Government need to do something. So sometimes when you see these things happening so often, you kind of ask yourself if we don't need a different kind of road safety management and that kind of thing. Not necessarily more police, not necessarily more ticket, but more sensible management of road safety and that kind of thing. Just like you have it in other places. You can stay home and get a ticket in your mail. You have digital systems on the road where you can actually monitor what's happening on the road. You can know who are the bad road users. This is a small country, and it shouldn't be too difficult to be able to do those things. Not to mention, we had to fix the highways and make those places very, very safe for people to drive. And it doesn't appear as though we have. Sometimes you're driving on the highway, you'd see wavy road, all kind of madness. But the thing is, I think the problem is not so much. It has a lot to do with our irresponsibility on the road, and a small part, to do with probably road management and that kind of thing, and maintenance. Yeah. So
And
how I
how,
see
how,
things.
how was the environment?
Well, down there.
Was it electric? Was it
Well, yeah. I mean,
very hyped?
yes, it was.
I know it had a lot
Well,
of
no,
rain.
I reached down there later, and yes,
Yeah.
rain and thing, and I reached down there very late. But
What time did it really about start? About what time was the
well, that,
event?
that started probably set, but I think that started about 3, but about 2, 3
About 3 o'clock.
in
Yeah,
the evening.
yeah.
So it was yes, but I reached down kind of late.
Well, to touch on a point that you raised just now, and we're going to go to the pavilions shortly. So, our members of the pavilion, stay tuned. I agree with what you say about the road safety. I believe it is just too easy to get a license, to be honest.
Well, a license, I mean,
But
license no drive.
that's true.
So maybe we should be talking about what happens after I get on the road.
But not.
And-
But no. Let's peel it right back. If the fence is too low, everybody going to jump the fence. That's my theory. And a license in some cases could be a weapon. So you have to separate it. You have to separate the adults who might be just as guilty and setting bad examples. And that is a case of the horse bolt already. You can only do corrective measures on that end. I am taking it from the first end. How do you access it? How do you get a license? And I am saying, for me, it is just too easy to get. It is. I remember the book. I mean, I know people that still feel that. Some people. And even if you feel it, some people just feel it and get license. So we have some kinks in the system to fix. And I say that not only because of my own near-to-death experience last December.
Yeah. That was so long?
Yeah, it was December. Gone. On Saturday morning I went to Rio Claro on some business with my brother. And I saw a van overtake 8 vehicles on the Naparima Miara Road, where is hill and valley. This was not child, so it's not it was a big man, a mature man. 8 lane, 8 vehicles, pressed down, and it was either he or a tractor. And that mind is a dangerous mind.
Because it could kill you. You want to kill you, killing yourself, you're killing others.
You're taking people with you.
Yeah.
So we have to have some measures.
Somebody had to be driving the vehicle that coming in the opposite direction.
Correct. We have to have some measures as well. And it was raining. It was already raining. So we have to, as you always say, we may not need more laws because we have laws. The enforcement, which we could do. And that is why some people support draconian penalties. Because hard times call for hard measures, It can't be patakit. If you kill a man, they will charge you $200. Real people will die tomorrow. Because that man will borrow that $1,000 and take 5 people with them. Good? So even in some of the legislations, I was watching some of the penalties in the amendments to the Retrenchment and Severance Benefit Act. You charging a company $10,000? Really? You could do better than that. That's not a deterrent to some companies. A $10,000 fine, it have fellas working could pay that. Good? For a company that commits an act against a worker, an egregious act and a breach. So, in getting back to the road issue, we really, some of those accidents, man, we really have a problem on the road.
Yeah.
We do have a problem on the road, and that is That is a citizen problem, not just a government. The government has its blame to take, as you rightly pointed out, for the condition of some of these roads. Some of these roads is a cross country kind of steeplechase.
Some of these roads.
Either you go down and press a hole, or you.
Even some of these signage and things.
Yes,
sometimes
it's
when
poor.
you reach on it, you're not too sure with, you know.
It's poor.
I just find that sometimes.
Yeah, the signage we have in Trinidad and Tobago catered for the sugarcane days.
We ain't serious.
We ain't ready.
I mean, you travel and it's.
Yeah, well, you travel, so we no sign. We no sign at the city exit, you see the sign. And it have 10 small signs before you reach the sign. Exit 10 meters. Exit 8 meters. Exit 1 meter. You know, gradually.
It
So-
wouldn't say 1 meter, 1 kilometer.
Yeah, 1 kilometer, sorry. So you don't just swerve off the road and swerve in front of someone.
If you're not too sure where you're going, sometimes you're using ways and,
Correct.
you know, yeah.
Correct.
When you reach, you know.
And there are certain things you just can't do. You know, we are privileged. We could turn here and turn here and turn everywhere. I tell people,
You miss that turn and.
no, you have to do your drive bad now. We're not facilitating all them turns. You're on the freeway, you're on the highway bad now. You have to reach the next exit.
And you see that keep left except and overtaking. That's a serious thing. You know.
A very
You
serious
understand
thing.
that, you know.
Very, very serious. thing.
Very serious. You know.
Very,
That
very
could-
serious.
Could cause serious accidents.
The road is a serious place, especially in Trinidad and Tobago. The road is a serious place, so sometimes we have to really do so. But I don't want to overshadow the better days are coming. Better days are. Children, stop your crying. Stalin says.
Better days are coming.
Better days are coming.
You know, listening to what the Prime Minister had to say. Sometimes we kind of take for granted. Sometimes we kind of take for granted what we didn't have and what we have now. And because it doesn't necessarily affect everybody in the same way. I can't feel it in the same way. Like, for instance, $1 reduction in the price of super. That's a big thing for some people, you know. But again, you're going back to normal. You refresh what you was paying before. So you're paying, you're still feeling what you're paying is too much. You need to travel. You need to go outside here, even in the US, and try to buy gas for your car to go the same distance you're going with the gas you're buying here, and you'll see what is the kind of savings you're having here. Right? That's one. And two, sometimes I always say, sometimes it's as if, you know, people want magic. Right? You're hearing what's going on all over the world. You're seeing what's happening now. My thing is, government come, government go, UNCP and them, they are faced with the same set of issues. But it's what each one choose to prioritize. Which area they choose to prioritize. Because they're the same basket of this, they're the same briefcase of money to spend. But it's who prioritize with what will make the difference to the people at Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And clearly, the Baton side is saying is that at the end of the day, they want it easier. They wanted to make the landing softer for the people, because clearly better days and the economics may show that better days could in fact be coming because of what we have on the pipeline, on the ground and that kind of thing. Better days could really be coming. But in the meanwhile, you have some suffering.
Yeah.
And you have some things that the government need to prioritize, some areas the government need to prioritize into.
Well, I am not totally impressed. I am not totally impressed with the Baton side. I have to be honest. However, one has to be fair. It's 12 months into the innings, and this is the time for things to happen if they had to happen. Right?
What do you mean? Hard times?
Hard times.
Yeah.
The other thing is that we have blamed the bowling side for not taking the tough measures. But when the tough measures reach, everybody crying. Good?
But they were taking tough measures too, by the way. I mean, that's
Yes.
one of the reasons why. But they took it. I mean, oh God, they had 10 years.
Yes.
Which is yours really
And you
good.
can't do all. So, for instance, when you talk about issues like pension reform and the pension fund, that is, they say the fund will go broke. You understand? Those call for some serious, tough measures. Good. And it's only, no, we hear bitter medicine does often be best for you. Well, you can't give somebody all the bitter medicine at once. Yeah, you can't.
You gotta think it.
That is taking into
You gotta
consideration.
prioritize
Correct.
what is
So,
important. and
so
what-
I give the government kudos in that they have said, listen to me, there are things that we had to stop in its tracks. That wasn't going to be easy. There would be a fallout from that economically and socially.
Socially, that's
It
about-
better we do it in the first year than we do it in the fourth year.
Yes.
Because we know what's happening in the fifth year.
Exactly.
That is political suicide.
Yeah.
So if the people had to pelt stone at you in the amphitheater and throw toilet paper at you, let it be early. You understand? Let it be early. Take the licks, take the toilet paper down Skinner Park. Take it. It's part of governance. You know, everybody wouldn't like what you do, and everything ain't gonna be honky dory.
Correct.
So I think there is a degree of fairness that you have to give to the batting side. Good. Yes, they could do things a little better, like talk less. Forget the bowling side. Talk less. Some members of the batting side are a distraction to the side.
Yeah.
That is true. Men in the pavilion,
The ball
men
pass,
pad up.
The ball pass and you're swinging still and you're swinging and you're swinging and the ball don't pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta talk less.
Yeah. You will talk less. Good. And some are an unnecessary distraction to the game.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, an unnecessary distraction.
Some of them like Tanti Mula.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool yourself.
Cool it.
Relax yourself,
Let the
relax yourself.
captain work, and sometimes you have to work the ball. You have to know when it's a one run. Not everything is a boundary. Men who just talk plenty just get out of the quick. Yes, not Lara.
The Tanti Mula thing.
Yeah,
right?
yes, not Lara. You are not Lara. Matter of fact, you is the 11th man on the side. Let me be fair. you get in the team because a man injured. But you talking like Lara, how much runs you will make?
I hope you're not talking about my partner. I hope you're not talking about my partner.
You know, it always, and you had them on both sides, you know. The bowling side and the batting side both have characters who you wonder how them get picked on that team.
they get picked.
How you get picked on that team. But that is akin to sports. Any sports you're watching, any football match, you just watch a fella in the back and say, oh, he make that score.
But sometimes just come and score big.
That's true.
Just come and score
People
big.
are their
sometimes.
favorites, and
Yeah.
the ballers hit you and go in the goal, you know.
Just score own goal too.
Yeah, you know, score own goal. So I do understand that, hey, some of us want a lot very soon.
Yeah.
And I saw Honorable Khadija Amin announce the plans to roll out the reform of the much awaited beautification, or whatever name she called it. I think that is long awaited. I think, as usual, they were timing everything. It's a matter of timing. We do know, and I will try to have Dr. Hussein comment, the economist, shortly on the fiscal outlook, because I want to know what is the truth on the fiscal outlook. But I know some things had to be timed. I know some promises really contingent on other promises. If you're in a relationship, you would know that. Some promises are contingent on other promises. All right?
I was telling somebody that just today. I don't want it like that. But you had to reciprocate.
Yeah. Good. So some things that are in the pipeline are really conditional.
Yes.
You know? And it's
And-
not that they wouldn't come true, but when the conditions are right.
Yes, and I see, as I was saying to a good friend of mine yesterday morning, that you see a lot of the things that probably this government plan and the forecast they are making down the road, it's still predicated on what happens in the Middle East in the next few months. Because one of the things that some people will say, well, it's gas and oil and that kind of thing that will be affected, and therefore things would get expensive. Yes, but there are a lot of other derivatives from that are being stymied to some extent or slowed, and it would cause, to a large extent, in the next few months, a lot of inflation and that kind of thing. And that is something that that's a shitstorm that could certainly affect us in Trinidad and Tobago too. So that could also affect the benefits of what might be coming soon, probably in the next few months or years. And the thing is, our prime minister's seemingly her approach to the relationship with the U.S. and in particular Donald Trump seems to be predicated again on the trust that she's trying to gain to probably access the Venezuelan gas and oil and that kind of thing. And that, to some people might see that as immoral, but politicians do sometimes have to do what they think they have to do. The survival.
Your other option is to go to war with the U.S.
Yeah.
And there are some people who can do that, like Iran. Mm-hmm. When you are not Iran, you have to put your tail between your legs. Mm-hmm. And that is the reality of international politics. And, so if you figure that the prime minister, if you look at it just another way, take one for the team, then you have to understand. Because the only other option is to go to war with the U.S. And I don't know how some people like China and your good friends Russia can play the sanction war. I don't think we could play any kind of war. You have to know when this is foul party. You have to know. You have to know. Good? So,
especially when you're a cockroach.
So a lot of people have a lot of talk. I hear people, hey, you don't stand up and you listen. You all watch too much TV, right? And stand up and stand up and stand up and well, stand up. All the stand up, we stand up. When you hear the sound of an automatic machine gun, everybody on the ground calling the police. The same police that we hate, we call the police. Call the police quick. I don't understand what police will do for gunfire. You don't run into gunfire in the first place. So most times they come when it's done.
The police, the man, what is it? Jogi or what the guy name? Jogi?
Yeah.
Police said the man was advancing menacingly. They shoot him in the head or no?
It's crazy.
Craziness.
It's crazy. So better days are coming. You've heard it from the Prime Minister. You've heard it. You've had a watch. You've had a watch at the pitch. You look at it, you see how the ball playing. Not all ball playing the same way. And we will get into the bowling side because they have their issues too. That have somebody looking for Venny, right? And while things going on in Tobago, somebody gone to Capita.
But you know something? They had a good showing in Tobago from all accounts.
Yeah, but right? Because it was, and that's to show you, desperate times is desperate measures,
Yeah,
they understand, Tobago understand from that whitewash that they have to get the house together. And that is common sense. Mm-hmm. All this bickering has to stop, otherwise Mr. Valley will grow old in that chair. And you and I know the PNM don't like being in opposition.
No, they don't.
They don't. So, rightly so, they came out and they did what they had to do and etc. But they have their own internal issues that we'll talk about definitely today, about who was leaving the country and who is really the leader. And they have other questions they have to answer because
that's so comical, but
to have a good cricket match, we need good batting and good bowling. And we have to be honest and we fair. So we see we may discuss things comically here, but there's no way that anyone wants the destruction of either. We need the two to function. Mm-hmm. We need the government to be held accountable. Mm-hmm. And where there are good questions to be asked and good answers must come forth, we will support.
Correct.
And the public will support. I mean, there are some people who have on the yellow and the red jersey and they can't see behind. Yeah, you just have fanatics in every game.
Every game.
It higher every game. It have some people standing up with West Indies. They're going down with West Indies even though their heart ain't good. They're going down. You cannot tell them anything about our West Indies team.
They in the West Indies uniform.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
All through the air.
My father will stoops. Because he feel he could coach. But you see when that game playing, he's sitting up. He might regret it the next morning, but he's up. He did the West Indies and some.
By them time, game playing all in the night.
Yeah. And you know, and they talk about, listen, when you're a fan, you talk about people who ain't playing. So some people on the bowling side still talking about Patrick Manning. And some people on the batting side still talking about Basio Pandey. You understand? You have to give these two gentlemen their props for their contributions to the game, but the reality is they're not playing anymore. They're not playing anymore. We definitely know the captain of the batting side. There's a question over the bowling side, and we will discuss that when it's time for that.
Yeah.
But I want to hear your comments on better days are coming.
Callers, I mean?
Callers, yes, members of the pavilion. The number to call is 342-008-146-65391. And tell us what you think and how you feel. What for you are the issues? What things are you pleased about? And what things you are displeased about? Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matterson.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
To you,
afternoon.
sir. Wow, Mr. Matterson, you said, you know, when you play that song, I said, is it Mr. Matterson playing that song? But then I realized it's not you. It's you, because you went to the meeting. So he has his views, and you have your views. So last night, I had a look at TNC3.
Right.
And I had a look at after the news, they had Mariano Brown and Indira Sajuan.
Right.
Right. What we had to understand here, one is a political analyst, so she's on hope. Maybe. He is an economist. He deals with figures, facts, and the economy, not hope. Facts. Right. So last night, her argument is that, you know, they paid this one and they paid that one, as you said, Mr. Matters. But they didn't pay everybody because they cannot. Because, as the Minister of Finance said to us, and there was no debate in the budget debate or no allocation in the budget debate for those allocations that we were referring to. Public servants, nurses, teachers, brr. There was no allocation in the budget. So you come up with that thing and give everybody a little takada and tell them hope and pray that you'll get bonds. What was also outlined by Mr. Mariano Brown, which I feel I don't really agree with too often sometimes, but from an economic standpoint from here, I see in the same thing. When you look at this administration's vision, because up to now, they may tell us yet where we are here now, Mr. Matterson, how far down the bridge, how far up the road, and both was still telling you I could see the end of the pipe, and he could tell you what you could see. Them ain't telling me what they see. All them telling me is brighter days are coming. When? How? What are you doing to give me that brighter days that you are talking about? What do I have to do as a citizen to help create those brighter days? That is not outlined to us, Mr. Matters. Nothing of that nature to say Trinidad and Tobago. This administration, we already almost fulfilled the legislative agenda, which was, as I outlined to you guys a while ago, stand your ground with my cutlass, my puya, my ice pick, my calabash and my bell. That's how I stand in my ground, because I don't understand where you pass a stand your ground legislation, and the most important thing that I need to stand my ground is my gun. So the so-called legislative agenda is out. They don't make the year. This year you are supposed to tell me where are you seeing this country in the next 3 years that you have after this year. But you tell me, hold on, brighter days are coming. So when I listen to Mariano Brown, they are waiting on the same said things that the PNM put in place for 2027, which is Manatee, this one, that one. The dragon is out because the dragon is actually Venezuela out. And the lady tell me we don't need dragon. And I said to you all of a sudden she come better than Lord of the Rings. I want to know, that dragon lady, she wake it up back. Because she said it was dead, you know, Mr. Matterson. She calabash and bell better than my one. So come on, Mr. Matterson. What is the UNC's vision for the second term in office? All them things, all the promises. What promises are those? Where are these promises taking the citizens up? Because when you listen to the people who they interview, you ain't telling me yet how you're going to employ that 40,000 people. But you tell me how much people employed. And I have KFC calling every day, and I'm in action. Somebody tell me where I could go and apply to get one of those jobs on the highway where people are cleaning grass, Mr. Matterson. Could anybody tell me how I get in that? And Mr. Matterson? I don't know. Nobody yet to tell me how am I going to get one of those jobs that I see people with. And here I go down south. What it was, I take a drive right wrong Trinidad. All along me, I run come back, Princess Tongue, Rio Claro, and point up here. I see a man quite long nearly reach the bay. There's some thing on the highway that get big and tall, turn into trees. Them have a chainsaw. So my question is, I don't think the state buy that. So if we're talking about gang and ghosts, I want to know, is it a contract this man get? How is it he get a job that he could buy a chainsaw and give me 2 waka and I have about 6 of them and they cut, you know. Mr. Masterson, you can tell me that. Because I want to see clear along the road and I want to know, get something that I can help the people in my community do the same thing. I don't have to buy nothing, I have everything. Tell me which part ministry I could go and apply now. And that is the problem we have, Mr. Matterson. It seems that, you know, the next thing I observed, I was telling that lady, I reach the Prime Minister's constituency and go on beyond. I realize water truck is a big, we're not solving any problem with water in those communities no more, Mr. Matterson. You know what we're doing? Giving contracts to water. So these people ain't going to complain about water. Because a group of people will make money shipping the water, and the people will get the water, and I'll create a few more billionaires. And when I get out of office, that problem will remain there, and we go see how we go deal with it. That's why I see it. Yeah. I even pass on the highway, take a drive up to Twin City, and see the piece of land that they call Carony Green. They have a tractor cleared and clear up most of it already. Did they tell you was the one to do that, Mr. Madison? I mean, you hear nothing about that and that. I suppose I hear about that on Saturday, Mr. Matterson, that Carony Green is back, and this is what we're going to do. So I could get somebody CPF workers to go. Mr. Matterson? These are facts I tell you, you know. You don't doubt me, take a drive and see. Gentlemen, enjoy your evening.
Thanks.
Well, before, I don't know, while we await our next caller, I just want to say that Dr. Indira Sajawan is an economist. She's not just a political scientist. So she is a qualified and very experienced economist as well in her own right. But let's get another caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Ronaldo and Marcusson.
Good afternoon.
Marcusson, you was down there. I go down there. The mantra was, when UNC win, everybody win. Now, brighter days are coming. As Bacteria say, you know, a week before, with that gathering down there, Kiri Sharman launch a thing and the Ministry of Local Government. We people to register thing and work there. You know, a woman come here Tuesday. asked me to get work. You know the call short?
You
She called me Sunday and said, KFC ain't get you?
You did register?
Eh?
You registered?
Go long, but I registered since last year.
Since last year?
I go again, I try
That
again.
happened last year. It happened twice.
No, last year when that one drilling general rolled out the last of December. Ministry works.
Don't worry, you're here and here.
And this one is under local government under Kudi Shaman. I was down there and I was down there early in the year, you know Parasam?
Yeah.
Right. The Honorable Barry. Well, I went to check it early in the year. He was saying, taking me a little walk somewhere up to now. And I said to games, I see Kudi Shaman down the street telling me about I give her in trouble. So the year was given trouble for the last 9 years, and this radio station here and costing the last regime and burning fire. So just so I get miserable now. And the victimization thing, I go in by real MP's office and going and knocking on doors, and there's such a discrimination and racism going on too. And the people who black brothers and them there, I know it's all the motive, you know. All they eat and forget all the black brothers and see the wickedness going on to the poor and underprivileged out here. I have more to say. By 2 3 and suffering, and by 2 3 and suffering, you know. They ain't suffering me, you know.
Your partner and them across the road? Your partner and them across the road they talking about?
Yeah. Heavy and Kingsley. A whole set of I can't remember them fellas heavy was on the program about doggy look at bone. They hear me coming out and complaining for this and that. You know, I understood. I would have think I closer to the minister. Oh, like KFC, you know, but I'm understood that you have to try to see about. Not me the victimizing, you know, the victimizing my children, I'm small. So I really have no family. That's me and my girl. I'm going to do another thing in there. As I go to there and get it any necessary and survive. Because they will push people to do crime. Too much of wickedness going on. I can send all of them numbers on them and send a work and send up for the work. People are called for real fast. Some of my guys give them work. And to pull up Maxi and all kind of thing. Wicked thing going on, Maxi bless.
I can't see.
Not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
So we're going to a break shortly. So we're going to take some calls after the break, and hopefully after the break we can talk to the Dr. Hussein. I mean, the economists will have their opinions, and that is not, it has happened under every government. Not every economist will agree, they don't have to. And not because they disagree, it means that, you know, things will not manifest. But they have their own, they look at more empirics from where they sit, and they are into the academic part of the discipline. I am not sure they will have all the information, just as I wouldn't. Good, and all the data. The government is in control of the data. But I respect all those who have their opinions, and we live to see what will happen. In a test match, there's not a T20, you know, there's a test match.
Yeah, test match.
Right?
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
Well, we should say 4.
Yeah, you say 4. One has gone.
On the 4th year, things are still
Yeah,
different.
manna does fall from heaven.
Yeah, manna does fall from heaven.
So stay tuned. Join us after the break for more on the Third Empire.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM.
Peace of God be multiplied unto you in the precious name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This is Redemption Hour, a gospel program where God will reveal His mind to you on how to live a fulfilled life and to please Him in all areas. Join Pastor Femi Afolabi, the National Overseer of Deeper Christian Life Ministry, Trinidad and Tobago, and other seasoned ministers for a time of divine encounter as they minister and pray for you every Saturday by 9 o'clock in the morning of this station, Street FM 91.9. Our church is Deeper Life Bible Church, number 1 Cochrane Street, opposite Tunapuna Police Station, Tunapuna. The times of our services are as follows: Sunday worship service 9 a.m. Monday Bible study, 6 p.m. Thursday Revival Hour, 6 p.m. The Redemption Hour is a life-changing moment you cannot afford to miss. For special prayer or counseling, contact Pastor Femi Afolabi on 778-9933. God bless you as you listen to this program. Jesus is Lord.
What are you doing? Big D, big fun, KFC, so we big on the ground. The big nation, cause you don't know we wear the crown. Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Come to KFC, let we all have fun, and let we join together, because KFC is life. It's a big D.
Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
TechFlex TT Limited, the #1 computer store in Trinidad and Tobago, has all your tech needs. We have the latest computers, powerful MacBooks, and affordable Chromebooks for school and work, providing new and refurbished options to suit everyone's budget. Also, we carry a variety of printer options and ink solutions for your home and office needs. Need repairs done? Our experienced technicians can solve your tech problems. Visit us now at any of our 2 locations, Wilson Road, Scarborough, next to Royal Castle, or Penco Street, Montrose, Chagonas. Call 235-4919 for more info. TechFlex TT Limited. Affordable tech. Exceptional service.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
It's a whole lot of flavor wrapped up in a twist. Some of them try to rap, but they don't rap like this. With crispy KFC tenders and lettuce and carrots and shredded tortilla embedded, perfect wherever you headed. Dripping with that creamy mayo and that mambo sauce. Let me tell them one more time to get my point across. It's a craveable, crunchable, movable, functional, flavorful meal that your taste buds must endorse. KFC, crunch twist, crunch twist. None of them, they don't make it like this.
Introducing KFC's Crunch Twist, a flavorful wrap with a delicious difference for just $29.95. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we're back. And we are back on the Third Empire. So I do understand and that in this first year a lot still has not been accomplished.
Yeah.
And there's still some lingering issues like crime.
Well,
that is a reality.
Well, we thought crime to a large extent was a little bit under control, and
Yes.
we thought that under control had to do with the state of emergency.
Yes.
But now we are seeing that it is not.
Yes.
And for the same reason we have said on this program. So clearly they have to now start looking at the soft issues relative to crime. Boots on the ground is not necessarily the answer. And we know from as sociologists, and we have a good understanding of what are some of the things that we need to do to fix this crime situation.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to the Third Empires.
Yes.
I think our Prime Minister used a bad song, Better days are coming. She shouldn't have used that song. I will tell you why I'm so damn pious.
Go ahead.
When Black Stallion sang Better Days Are Coming, it was a mockery to the government. You know? Better days are coming is what Black Stallion meant. What he meant is that's what they keep saying.
Right, yeah. So
but the days not the better days ain't coming.
So you think
Any corruption could tell you that?
So you think that might be what he was saying in terms of using that song
tongue in cheek, yeah.
Tongue in cheek. You think really and truly better days really might be coming, but not in the way Black Stallion was saying it.
No. When Black Stallion sang Better Days Are Coming,
it was a criticism.
It was a mockery to the government. It was a criticism.
We understand
that, but we want to know what do you believe? What do you believe?
So
well, I watch it.
Better days are coming.
I'm telling to Black Stallion, I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting.
well, the thing is, we have 4 more years. And they now come, they just make the 12 months. You have 60 months.
Yeah, well, you know. You can't lose the faith.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I remember part of the verse he say, the line and the line and the line and the line.
He say, oil money come, oil money go.
but you do have, I mean, we will hear from the economists just now, but we do have some positive indicators, by the way.
Yeah.
And we have some negative ones too. And
yes.
Among the negative one will be what's happening in the Gulf. But we do have some positive indicators with what is due to happen probably in 2027 and going. So we wait. We want to see what's happening. We want to hear what the economists have to say also.
Yes.
You know.
Okay. Have a good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah.
I understand that it was meant tongue in cheek. We accept that, and that is why I played the tune, you know. But we want to know what you think as members of the pavilion. Mm-hmm. How do you assess it after the first year? And you could share even the basis for your assessment. I hope that you will be balanced in your assessment. And your assessment is your assessment, you know. You don't have to apologize for your assessment. You don't have to take it back or color it anyway. This is the third umpire.
The number to call us is 342-0081 or 466-5391. Call us.
Let us hear
how you feel the baton side.
Better days are coming. How do you feel?
And do you feel that runs going on on the board probably just now?
Just now you see runs on the board. You had a good look at the opening batsman. You see some ball go over the head. You see a man get scooch.
You see the score some runs too.
You see the score some runs. You're hearing some noise from the stands, yes. You're hearing some noise from the bench too. There are people on the bench making noise. We admit that. There are men on the bench warming up like there's Lara. We know that. You just get that in every cricket match. Some
of them can't wait to come back in and bat.
Yeah, some can't wait to come in and bat. We heard something about ball tampering. Good. But the lovely game of cricket will go on, you know. And we want to know, what are your views? How do you see this match? How do you see this game? Better days are coming. Better days are coming. How do you see this match? The number to call is 342-0081.
You feel that you feel the government still have a lot of goodwill, or a lot of the things that has happened in the last year or so have eroded that goodwill that they started off with?
I think people are traumatized because you talk about it, the victim mentality. When you see it walking like a duck, quacking like a duck. In your mind, it is a duck. It may not be so. But because of what you went through for the last, people will not be as patient, because of what happened in the last
5 years before.
Yes. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Tell me something, gentlemen. You all are talking about some of the runs that the administration put on the board in the last year. Could you identify for me as a listener, what are some of the runs that they put on the board for the last year?
Well,
because I'm going to be waiting. I'm waiting to hear what this economist will say. Mr. Hussain, is Hussain you said?
Yes.
That you're going to have an interview with?
Yes.
I want to hear what he has to say. Because he, I mean, in the past, I never really seen as nothing substantial when coming to the reference to the economy. You know. But I'm going to be around, God willing, in the next couple of minutes. And I'll wait to hear what he has to say, and then I'll call back.
Yes.
But in the interim, I'd like to hear what are some of the runs that this administration in the last year put on the board for the citizens to recognize.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. So this economist happens to be a well noted and well written economist. For those who don't know. But more than that, some of the runs that the government would have, the Baton side would have put on the board, had to do with the legislation, the amount of legislation they got through in the last year, many of which will impact on our lives in significant ways. Some of us, we don't understand how it would, but they would impact on our lives. In addition to which, the last budget, they would have done some things that, because we are not feeling it, or because we didn't, you ain't getting gas free. But for the most people who put super in the car, you're paying $1 less per gallon or per liter. And that is a lot. That's a lot for some people. In addition to which, so if every time you go to put gas in your car, you save $60. That adds up to something, right? In addition to which, you have a number of other things, a number of other measures that were put in place at the time that, while you're not feeling it in the way you should be feeling it, if they weren't put in place, you would have been feeling it in some very significant ways.
Let's take this call. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
When I heard better days are coming, it sounded like the other side when they say tighten your belt. That's how I interpreted it. What do the fellas think about it?
Well, one wasn't tongue-in-cheek. One was saying tighten your belt.
All right.
Better Days Are Coming was a song sang, meaning they are lying and saying better days are coming, but you're waiting, and you ain't seen it coming. So
what changed?
So we didn't play. I'm sure Ronaldo, I wasn't here when the song was played, but I'm sure Ronaldo would have played that song to mimic what was said over the weekend by the Prime Minister. But listen, let me just say this. You know, I don't like to be a pessimist. I don't like to be a pessimist. And we know what the government would have inherited when they came. And even the PNM was expecting them to do far worse than what they do now, because they know what they left to, right? And in my opinion, because you are accustomed to certain things, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are accustomed to certain things that we have we know as yet. We grow to expect that certain, but we are not the United States. We don't print money. We don't do certain things. We have to work it. We have to make money. And if our productivity and everything is bad and down, and we have no other way to make money, we will end up eating ourselves. So something had to happen. The government have to prioritize with the resources that they have to make sure that everybody get a little something. And I guess that's what they're trying to do for now. Why we would probably be saying better days are coming because we know some of the things that are due to mature very soon, and things will be happening in with respect to gas and all that kind of thing, and that may bring some much needed revenue to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, which is why. And then we have a lot of investors who are willing to invest in Trinidad and Tobago, foreign investors and that kind of thing. Those things are percolating at the moment, at the time, and those things may come into fruition very soon. So it's only 12 months in office, and I want to be optimist. I don't want to be a pessimist, because if you're thinking negative, maybe you might just end up seeing only negative. That's just my view.
I agree. I agree with being an optimist, but when it comes to these characters and them, that's the only play that is play out, and the better days is only be them. You see, like I tell you see all this fanfare with heavy equipment going for gas plant, and I just look at international documentaries and things in countries who have oil and gas, and you see the same thing. You see the fanfare of equipment and white men and, oh God, money going and flow. And it never does. The shareholders win, the contractor win, the government, friend and family win. And I wanted to trickle fall off the table. But the general public don't win. Because how come when our next government come in power, they could show you everything, like when UNC was in opposition. They're showing you everything that ain't going right. And that's a game they play with all of us. That's just the reality of it. So when you see Monilal and them talking about plant and equipment we bring in, that benefiting he going to live in another mansion. That's the reality, that's the facts. Look the HGC contracts. That money don't divvy up and share up, and man don't get kicked back and not a brick lay. Come on. We know we hear. We just hear everything. We know what's going on. I ain't say no good it go happen. But it'll be a 5% good, and who public give but who get bigger? Who driving in newer car? Who driving in big and living in a bigger house and sending me parent to Miami for university? You understand? So this better days are coming. That was when Master that's talking the plantation, man. Better days are coming. Oh, they work hard. The holy strange. I hear them from 10 years at PNM. UNC come to give you the 11th year that. Them have all the answers. Them know what's going on. I just talking real, partner. So when you come out, people stand up in the rain and up and I watch poor people stand up in the rain and hearing better days are coming all your whole strain. What the hell is that, boy? That can't be right. Nah, man. Fellas, I'll go on there before I get too emotional, right? Okay. I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, but that's the facts. That's the facts, man. I go listen off here.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, caller.
One of the problem the batting side having.
Yes.
And I think those who are them kind of stagnant right now. They're complaining about bowling.
Good point.
They're complaining about the bowling too much to the umpire. Because
like
every time that the player stroke.
To me, like all of them just do that, boy. Because like Kamala live in Rowley and them head for 10 years or no, for 9 years or no. So all of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come into bat now, you can't complain now because you batting now.
Mm-hmm. Correct. I agree with you.
You batting now.
Mm-hmm.
But you're complaining. He bowling too much bouncers. He bowling too much wide. That one went on the left side.
You're right. You're right, caller.
Too much complaining umpires.
We said that in the beginning.
And let me tell you something to umpires. Sometimes it has to change around your team to be more effective.
Mm-hmm. So you get everybody
you have to change around your team.
To you get everybody a chance in the beginning, and then you pick out your hitters and you put them in place.
Yeah. It's like watching watching IPL yesterday with the Super Over Bowl.
Yes.
A man who making no runs at all. You're sending me into face in a Super Over and make duck.
A big Drake.
So stop complaining
yes.
about how the team bowling and settle yourself and start to make some runs.
Put on your head
and as I say, put on your head and bat.
I agree.
Sometimes you start to shift around the team to get results.
Yes.
It has some players only talking, but they can't bat. They can't bat.
Oh, God.
You have to change on that team.
Yeah.
Have a good evening, my friends.
Good evening. Very. He's not the only one who he's not the only one who expressed that sentiment. Now we have another caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Well, the caller just now talk about changing around the team.
Yes.
Well, I'm waiting to see if our Prime Minister is going to change one of her team that is causing so much bacchanal on social media.
Which one, caller?
Philip Alexander. What the hell is going on with this? He going off or something? Oh, Jesus Christ. Lord, well, that last video, I think that sealed it.
What Philip do?
Philip, listen, I wish I could have sent all you that video. Oh, God, who he ain't caught, he forget. Who he ain't called, oh, God, no, a minister.
No, what
government minister
because I think I was saying some paternity something over the weekend. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, well, he and Gary Griffith had it. And then today, I think, I see now, he do a video. What is this man doing, making live it, Lord?
You find you have a lot of time, ain't?
Yeah, now, who he and he forget. It was embarrassing. And I heard the Prime Minister say she go bust head. Well, if he head and get bust, something wrong.
All right.
He probably holding secret for the Prime Minister. Y'all have a blessed day.
Right.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey, all the time my partner talking about it, you know.
Good afternoon, caller.
Yes, and so pleasant good evening to the Empires.
Good afternoon, caller. Better days are coming, caller.
Yes, Trinidad and Tobago, yes. Now, I believe it was Miss Indira Rampasad.
Yes.
Yeah, who was at the interview, and not Miss Sachiwan.
Okay.
Right, so...
That's what. That's why he said political scientist. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, yes. So... You're only boy with the Prime Minister's review of a year, right? Well, let me give you a little example.
Go ahead.
I call ransom. The better days coming on. I call last week. The 100-pound cylinder. So it was $130 normally for the tank. So they were telling me now that is $180. Right? So that is part of the better deal. $50 more. They want to buy $10 now. $50 more. Right? So these little things are increasing underneath. Because I'm sure most of the public already realize that it come to full tuition as yet.
Because it was so cheap before.
Right?
It was so cheap before. They didn't realize it when it is because, you know. But really and truly,
right.
I mean, if you were to look at it comparatively, anywhere else, you're getting it so cheap. Not even any places where there are the abundance of it.
Right. Right. Well, we know that, and all these things across the board. All that the last administration was a payment to the country, right? But what I'm trying to tell you is, this government, this lovely lady of the South, is a sneaky person. This is what people are realizing. They're getting fooled all the time. Right? So I don't believe all that talk about better days and everything are coming. According to our last caller a while ago, you're not seeing, you're only hearing these things. But what are you doing? What is the policy? What are the foundations? It doesn't know nothing about that. All you hear is better days are coming. In the early, they said they were lowering it and double and triple, right? So I am waiting to see these better days, right? But for now, I can tell you, things are going up underneath in the camp, right? They're sneaky. And I thank you very much for allowing me to contribute that.
No problem at all, caller. All the time on the Third Empire, you will get that. So, there's a degree of skepticism. Let me take this call. Good afternoon, caller.
Hey, how you doing? Are you good?
Yes, caller, good afternoon. We good. What do you mean?
You there?
Matterson, yes, he right here.
I want to ask him a question.
He listening.
Is it like the direction this government going in?
If I like the direction?
And don't tell me they didn't say that. Eh?
No. If I like the direction,
Eh.
I think it is fair given what we had before and what the cards they were dealt with. I think it is fair. I think it is only a number of things they could do and they do it.
Just give me yes and no. I want to talk and come with you there and move.
Okay, go ahead.
You like the direction they move in?
Let me listening. I just said it. I have no
okay,
problem.
Okay. Now, what it is, the discussion is about how we rating them. Because Friday I was here and the lady alone was here now. And I told her I wouldn't answer until Monday after I hear them. Is the same discussion?
No, she'll be here tomorrow. You're talking about.
No, I'm listening to the same discussion about rating the government on the 1 year.
No, we are talking about what we want you to listen to the program from the beginning.
I'm just coming.
Or we were talking about what happened on the weekend with the 1 year anniversary. And we were using the mantra, better days are coming, as said by the Prime Minister. And we're asking the callers whether they're hopeful, they're doubtful, or they have some reservations, because you could be mixed, you know? You could be mixed views. You could have a mixed feeling on the matter. So, I don't know where you stand.
Well, listen. As a native here in this country,
yes,
I have everything here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm a business here, and I have family, and I have a property, and everything here.
Right.
So me living here. The tired beg me to come and spend money. I ain't going nowhere.
You going by Trump?
I'm not going.
All right.
I could go there for free next week. The tired beg me. I stay in home here. And I stay in here and I remain sober. Eh?
You taking a drink?
I ain't drinking. I ain't smoking. I don't want to talk to who's come and tell me what the Prime Minister say. I want to take everything for myself. I'm sober.
Right. They can't fool you today.
Not a matter they can't fool me. No. I don't want to get
Yes. I understand.
You know long time you take a drink and they say mellow.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mellow. I want to be correct and in sync with current affairs.
Yes.
You understand? So I a resident here and thing, I live here. And I really would like to see better days. You understand? I ain't going to condemn the government.
So how long we having? How long the days not better? How long the days
Well,
bad?
everybody was saying in the beginning.
No. Listen, caller. I want to ask a question. How long has the days been? Because we saying we want better days. We're looking forward to better days, right? How long? How long we looking for better days now? How long? A year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? How long?
I just get up every day and look for a better day, you know. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't look for a better day because the Prime Minister. I just look like if today's Monday, I'm looking for a better day Tuesday, not only for me, for the whole country.
Right.
You understand? But I'm saying,
yes,
I am hopeful that things get better.
Yes.
No, but what I'm seeing and the utterances are hearing, it look like it could be a grind. Because the first man started to talk about 2027 was who? In this country. Who was the first high-ranking official started talking about ban bill until 2027? Who was that person? Always forget? Always remember and know what to say. You notice everybody talking about 2027 now? We're talking about 27, the media review.
Well, I guess if both sides say 2027, then better days might really be coming.
Yeah, but when they started up about 2027 first,
right, but it doesn't matter who talk about it first. We don't care who talk about it first. We care about it happening. We looking for
right,
2027.
but I don't say that already. Yeah. Okay, so as I tell you, I want to go. I live in here, and I hope that better days come. Right? With respect to Philip, me is surprised. You surprised of Philip? No, don't be surprised. Philip was never elected there by nobody, you know. He aware that he was elected. You understand? And he don't get you warning and ready to stay in his lane. You know. Philip could be history in the morning. You know. Did you do really have time with him?
You might come back on this program.
That is one time I ain't gonna be listening. Yeah, so don't worry about it. But what was presented to me, because as I tell the lady Friday, I live in right next to them, you know. I didn't have to go back there. I listen to everything home. And I pay attention. I just pay attention to 4 ministries. Energy, planning and the economy, finance, and the Ministry of Security. Then is where I just pay close attention. Well, I have a special attention I'm paying to Mr. Munila right now. And I listen to him. I still believe in the utterances that he uttered that better days will come in the energy set time. I can't give up hope. You understand? So I'm hoping that as a citizen, although I'm seeing it, because I have to live in some kind of hope. Because if I have to be there for 5 years, we just have to stay with it. Okay?
Yes.
Only enjoying myself.
Right, I find that to be a fair comment. The caller is he has a very he exposes a much more nationalistic view. While he has his reservation, he say he live in here and he would want better for Trinidad and Tobago. The things he sees, according to him, he don't like. However, that is not a reason to wish somebody not to succeed. Because a failure from the government is a failure for everybody.
Exactly. This is why this we saying. I mean, if we in Trinidad and Tobago, we had to start to think nationalism, right? And start to think about failure for the people who you're wishing failure on will mean failure for you too, right? So we just had to be optimistic, right? Try to work with the situation. I mean, we had to live with it for 9 years before, right? And we 1 year into a new administration and we behaving like, you know, we have to, you know, try to work together. Everybody, all of them, both UNC and PNM, two batting and bowling side, they have.
We want a good cricket match.
We want a good cricket match. That whole thing of
they
that.
arguing on the field. We ain't pay money for that.
Making no sense. Too much stoppages in the game.
Yeah, it's stopping and the other day when you want to laugh, you watch a good comedy or you watch Parliament Channel.
Yeah, craziness.
Good afternoon, caller.
Matterson, I call back. Why you mention 9 years before? Why? Why don't you do that?
No, why I mentioned what?
9 years before.
You say 9 years before. Why?
No. I was just referencing. We have been waiting for 9 years.
Mr. Matterson. Mr. Matterson, stop it.
Give him, caller, give him.
Don't do that. You may want to move on from that. Why?
He traumatized.
I don't know. You gone back 9 years, man? No, man, Matterson, man. Don't do that. You're just like the others.
No.
Battered husband syndrome. Talk to him, caller.
You make me call back. One side, don't do that.
Oh, God.
Forget that, man. Okay, talk to caller.
Listen, I still your partner, right? I'm going, but don't do that. Stop it.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
I was merely making
I know. We were talking in jest. But, the callers, let me have another caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, again.
Good afternoon.
Gentlemen, I'm still waiting to hear Mr. Hussain, right?
Yeah.
You have any idea when you would have him on the program this evening?
Excuse, caller?
Do you have any idea when you would conduct that interview with Mr. Hussain?
Yeah, shortly. He's presently engaged. So as soon as he's free, I will get the text and I will make the call. Because this is the time for commentary on different programs. So he's actually on another program.
Okay. Because as you said, he's one of the well-known economists.
Yes.
And therefore, whatever information he brings in, you would like to feel that is an honest assessment of the economy of Trinidad.
Yeah, fiscal. Yes.
So I'm waiting patiently to hear it.
Yes.
Right? And while coming to the other gentleman next to you, right? Based on what he mentioned about 9 years ago, as an umpire, he should be clearly identifying what he says. Because we want the umpire to be objective.
Right.
That's what we want.
Right.
So when you talk about the 9 years before this one, the administration made it their business to say that in 2027, things concerning the economy, when coming to the energy sector, will begin to take off.
Yes.
They made that very clear. So I don't want him to be talking as if it don't matter what they said. Kamala and the processor, and they cannot take any credit for 2027. What they could do is enjoy the benefits of it. That's what they could do. Nowhere go further than that. So I'm still listening and I want to hear the economist. Thanks very much again for the time.
Thank you, caller.
What is unfortunate? What is unfortunate is that people seem not to understand or not to be still thinking red and yellow and that kind of thing. We need to start to think national, right?
Yes.
So if something is happening, and you said that both sides are talking about 2027, because both of them seeing the same thing. We not seeing it. We in Trinidad we're gonna feeling it, but both of them say the same thing. So whoever it comes under, and whoever facilitates it, we as Trinidadians and Tobagonians, we happy.
We're very happy.
Right? We're very happy.
Hold on. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Madison and Mr. Roloff.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Roloff, this is the first country that I am hearing when you have a succession of government, change of government. The previous government, that's the playbook. You would have to be, you say that everything that a government does, the successor do, I had that in the pipeline. We were going to do this. And it is always with things that seems positive. The negative, they don't take responsibility for that. But everything, so they're still in office. They've been in office for the last 12 months. And to tell me that changes can't be effected in an economy during a 12-month period, I have to be foolish. So they're still running the country. And the fact remains is that, and this is how I understand it, when the oil companies drill, it is their investment. They make the decision to invest. How much money the Trinidad government invest in the exploration and production of oil and gas outside there? Well, I never hear Will Chambers speak about it was William, it was and not William. And I never heard Robinson say that we had that in the pipeline, is we own. Government is like a relay. I don't hear Starmer and them get on and those people talking about we had that in the pipeline and we this and that. That's petty, that's childish.
This is what I'm saying. Is that governance is a dynamic thing. So you saying that it was the next administration and they take the credit for that. Listen, it's who in office?
Who in office?
Because
you're
all
not
the bad things in office and they take the credit for it too.
You're in the office, you didn't do it. You run before and you run and telling the people that if you think you cocoa roos and you're gone with your bad money, and then you have your minions come in here to bamboozle people with nonsense. I mean, where's the honesty in people? So everything that is done, you did it. Anything that materializes, I do it, we do it, we had it in the pipeline, and all this other foolishness. And the fact remains is this: they don't want you to go back the 9-10 years because they were not beautiful years, They were, and the evidence is coming out day by day. You had matters before the court which reflected the poor governance, the poor economic management of this country over the last 10 years. It's a mess. It's chaos. And I speak probably emotional about it and passionate about it because it's a fact. And then to tell me that about what the thing about it here is this: you have to start at some point, and the point of reference is when what you inherited, and that is the point you start to evaluate. What did you receive? You build in a house and you go and buy some old wood, bend up wood, and on you give a carpenter to build your house. That is where you start, because you find 3-4 months you can't get, you making progress, but you buy bad lumber, and he has to be there. He has to be toiling. He tell him, well, it wouldn't good, and that's it. That is what you get him. That is what he has to work with, and this economy is what, and the society, that is what they have to work with. The social problems, the economic problems, the political chaos that the country faces. So don't tell me about they this and they that and they. The fact remains there is a challenge. Other people, they have a belly to stand up to run this country. This country in a mess. Nobody wants. This is an unenviable position that they find themselves in. What you telling me? Everything in chaos. The police in chaos. The prison in chaos. The economy in chaos. When they left the economy, there were $4.6 billion in reserves. When the previous government left 10 years ago, there was just under $11 billion in reserves. The HFS has increased by 6.6 billion. When they left it, money that they borrowed, in fact, from the HFS to put into the reserve to make it, to bring it up to $4.6 billion. All these things, you have high levels of unemployment. You closed down a Petrotrain. When they left Point Lisas, all the plants in Point Lisas, idle. Not running at full capacity. And you committed a crime. You had a crime rate of almost 600 murders per year on an average. You telling me about that? Who wanted? What you left there was chaos. chaos. So I don't know where they're going with that. I really don't know. And to come and talk about, I mean, Mr. Matteson, thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak on your radio this morning, but this afternoon. But I think that, you know, I don't want to be too long. I don't want to talk too much on this issue. Anyhow, thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you, caller. And the number to call is 342-008-1466-5391. And as you were saying, we really have to have a national outlook when it comes to Trinidad.
And I know it will be difficult to do that sometimes because after the politics, the nation is usually divided. We are engulfed with a lot of acrimony to a large extent, which pervades in most cases an extent for a large part of the period in office, because one party want to get back in, one party want to keep the party who was in out. And that is the problem with Trinidad and Tobago politics.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Marcuson, you were quite right earlier when you were mentioning it's time people think, forget the yellow and the red and think red, white, and black.
Yes.
You understand? Because it's too much lies has come out from these politicians. Too much lies. Look at the thing with Maduro, the thing with the reader. You want to get rid of the drugs and the transportation of weapons and things between Venezuela and Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the hell Maduro, the borders wide open once again. Right? The American gone, and arms coming in, drugs coming in. A man do a crime now, he hear a crime host in the morning, by lunchtime in Venezuela. You understand? Much of lies has come from these politicians and them. Right? And is it that they feel that we stupid? You're not in touch with the ground and what's going on the ground, because a lot of areas, and I have to big up the people up in the West East Coast, Toko, Salibe, a lot of people, they don't want red, they don't want yellow. You understand? Because a lot of people were employed, they had some big gangs and thing in Europe and thing. Where are these jobs that she's speaking about? It is jobs to come. It's not jobs that already people have been hired, because most of the people up there unemployed, right, who are working CPAP and just on the block there. What you feel they're going to do? You see coconut and a man tree, whatever the man not around, they might pick it and look for a little hustle, or you see something, they might look for a little hustle. Because the reality of the situation, they are so far out of touch from what was taking place. These people who call, some of these callers call, they have the salary coming every month or the pension coming every month and whatever and thing, I know. Look at this landlord tax, right? I mean, it's a good thing because a lot of landlords that were paying tax and thing, but it may cause a little thing because you have to pay, if it's below 20,000, you have to pay X amount. If you want to get people who went in, think for 600,000 amount and thing, go at them in a different manner. You understand? In the first place, she had no right to cut out the tax years ago because people were paying the land and building taxes. All she could have done, do a survey. If you have two houses on your premises, you pay 200 a year. You know what? You billions, she would have cut out all the years that she stopped this tax. And thank God we kind of escaped that property tax, because how they were doing it and how they were assessing people to do it was totally wrong and inaccurate. I mean, people already pay the property tax. I mean, thank God that they didn't come on board on stream. But this tax now, you have until in the next month to pay, to go and pay it. If you have any little place rented out, you go and you pay 2005. And she's not saying it enough. And every quarter, you pay 3% right, of your annual, your total yearly amount, right? Is the same revenue that they say you wasn't bringing on stream, that PNM wanted to bring. It is the same thing you bring on stream. You understand, in a technical way, right? It's too much a lies and too much okay. You have to go down to gutter politics. People have the right to support. They don't like what's going on, and they say in Trinidad we just vote out what we don't want, right? You don't like a party, you vote them out, right? People might support you. You might see them with you now. Next time you might see them with another with the red, or you might see them with another party, right? And they come back to you. You shouldn't go down to the gutter like that and lower yourself in that gutter type of thing, man. I have seen you all. I see some of you here who have left us for a number of years, and now you are back. You understand? Leave all these type of speeches. Where you going with this kind of gutter thing, man? Get that out of here, man. You understand? You're Prime Minister. See yourself as a Prime Minister. I'm bigging up Trump for this, I'm bigging up Trump for that, and all this type of nonsense. Yes, we have to respect America, but it don't mean we have to suck up to America. You understand? It don't mean that. Come on, it's a shame. It's a shame to see where we are. I don't know if Brother Ragu and the others and them, I wish we could get together. I mean, some party could come and form as it is here in Tobago, trying a thing. I see Ragu trying his thing. I mean, it's good. Trinidad need a good party. A good party. And we have to see ourselves as Trinidad. These callers call it and want to criticize this because you're supporting red or whatever. And think. We have to see ourselves as Trinidadian and tend to level these two parties. You understand? I mean, they have some good plans, good things on stream to come, but we need more genuine people. You see the lies hunting? We need more genuine people. You understand? Anyway, my brothers, you all take care and keep the show going. And I mean, it's a shame to see what stage we are right now. I don't know if any of you look at that brother speech from New York, Mandani. The first 100 days. He's a leader. That is a leader. You understand? Chore is a leader. You understand? These are people, genuine leaders, and these will be leaders in Trinidad. You understand? Not one coming to criticize this and that one thing behind this and all this kind of nonsense. You understand? My brothers, you all take care and keep it going.
Thank you, Kola.
Yes.
Listen, we had to, in Trinidad and Tobago, we had to make a genuine attempt. I mean, we had to look at a number of things. And key among them would be our education system, how we educate people. Because that, to a large extent, is a major contributing factor to some of the problems that we have. And people are not necessarily educated in the way that they were in the past. In fact, we never understood how to train people in Trinidad and Tobago. We never understood how to train people. You as a teacher or a former teacher, you would understand that. You know what are the challenges in the education system. And clearly, some of the things that are being suggested is still not the way either, right? Because some people say you need to put more technology in the classroom, give people computers and things. That's real distraction. Research are showing that too to be really a lot of because it encourages children to just skim through things when you need deep, clear and clinical understanding of issues and that kind of thing. So that too is not necessarily the best way to go. But we need to apply some research. We need to understand how people learn. Different people learn differently. You can't put a frog, a fish, a snake, and a lion in the same room and ask them to run a race. All of them will excel in their particular where they are, their particular habitat. And that's what we have to understand about education. We have to apply things like that with education. In terms of providing the best opportunity for people, for people in Trinidad and Tobago to survive as a health, we had to address that. It's not just about making an enabling situation where everybody get healthcare freely and that kind of thing. Everybody might need healthcare freely. You have insurance. You have different things that takes care of different things. That's why you have private healthcare and you have government healthcare. We had to start to prioritize how we spend our money in Trinidad and Tobago. And if we understand it's not about politics, it's not about any kind of particular favors or anything, but you just had to create an enabling environment for all the people to survive the same way equally, and an enabling environment where the most vulnerable in society will be able to survive just like you and I. And if we could just get those things correctly, then we would have gotten almost everything, right? And, having people understanding why you need to eat certain foods, what are good for you, what are not so good for you, and probably even not legislating it, but probably even controlling it to the extent that you would probably put less pressure on your healthcare systems and that kind of thing, just like we do with cigarettes and alcohol and that kind of thing. I'm just saying that we wouldn't necessarily have a perfect society, society with those kind of thing or looking at things like that, but at least we will have a fighting chance for survival in Trinidad and Tobago, given the limited or the scarce resources that we are faced with.
Yeah, and I concur with you. I think we have a self-defeating outlook of things, and it's not by chance that we are taught like that.
Yeah, we are taught
we
like
are taught that
compete, we fighting, we ain't thinking
government is necessarily evil.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really matter who bowling or batting. They're evil. Mm-hmm. Some people don't like government, period. The other thing is that government in general, plural, has to bear some of the responsibility of how they have conquered and divided the people.
Correct.
Because it works against them.
Mm-hmm.
Good? So while you were bowling, everything was the batting side. Now you batting.
Mm-hmm.
You will be victim of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
People will see no good in you. When you were bowling, you had all the answers. When you were bowling, you made a lot of promises. Now that you're batting, you can't complain. You have to take what comes with batting. And that is expectation.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for us, because it is so, what precedes any government after election
is expectation.
It's expectation. No, again, those were promises based on a certain type of reality, which to a large extent has not materialized, given the economic issues. We didn't see the war coming.
We don't print money.
So we didn't really have no basket for when the tree shake. But we're coming to the end of this second hour. Hopefully I'll try the dock in the next hour. And you will join us for more on the Third Empire after the commercial break.
We're going to pay some bills.
We're going to pay some bills.
Necessary. Stay
and we might switch up a little bit. But stay tuned. Stay locked on the Third Empire. For more, we'll talk to you after the break.
You've got bills to pay. And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
What are you doing? Big D, big fun, KFC, so we big on the ground. We the nation, cause you don't know we were the crown. Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Come to KFC, let we all have fun, and let we join together because KFC is life. It's a big D.
Say we want KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Better living starts at Furniture Plus. Get up to 50% off on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus free gifts with select purchases and just $1 down on credit plans. Don't wait. Visit Furniture Plus today.
There's some advice when you hear it. You know one time is good advice. My granny tell me a hot cup of good and natural ginger tea first thing in the morning does wonders for the body. Good and natural ginger tea in its single-size packets is excellent for flavoring your cooking, salads and desserts. But what was news for me is when my granny say a hot cup of good and natural ginger tea helps with nasal congestion and colds, stomach problems, migraine headaches, and it's really good for arthritis in the body. Made from freshly crushed ginger root to get that strong ginger taste and aroma so soothing. Good and natural ginger tea available with or without sugar, so all you need is boiling water to get a cup going. As the old people say, don't take flambeau to see the night what you could see clear in the day. Good and natural ginger tea. Good advice to start your day right.
Mondays looking real good. Munchie Mondays at KFC. Get one piece of that signature chicken plus a regular side for just $19.95. Small price, big satisfaction. Start the week right. It must be KFC. Order now via the KFC TT app only. Follow KFC Trinidad and Tobago WhatsApp channel for all the deals.
Is a whole lot of flavor wrapped up in a twist. Some of them try to rap, but they don't rap like this. With crispy KFC tenders and lettuce and carrots and shredded tortilla embedded, perfect wherever you headed. Dripping with that creamy mayo and that mambo sauce. Let me tell them one more time to get my point across. It's a craveable, crunchable, movable, functional, flavorful meal that your taste buds must endorse. KFC, crunch twist, crunch twist. None of them, they don't make it like this.
Introducing KFC's Crunch Twist, a flavorful wrap with a delicious difference for just $29.95. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
So good afternoon, and we're back. And we're back on the street 91.9 FM on the Third Empire. So we're going to take a call right now. So we're going to try and get into contact with the doctor. You know, given his schedule, we want to see if we can catch him. Just to get some comments. He has promised he will come back at another time and give even more comments for a longer period. But we just want to get his initial comments on the situation. And again...
In regards to the economic outlook.
Yeah, the economic outlook. In terms of fiscal, what does he see from his neck of the woods? What does he see from his neck of the woods?
Sometimes it's always good to hear what the economists have to say in relation to the real physical reality in Trinidad and Tobago as it relates to how things, you know.
Because the figures will obviously tell a different story, eh? The figures will tell a different story. And not all of us are. I'll try back to the doctor again in a minute. Yeah. Not all of us will be in tune with the figures, and it is not all of our training and talent to analyze those figures and the graphs and the statistics and the data. You know, a lot of this is a data-driven conversation. The next question might be who has what data and what data is available. So an economist might say, with the data I have, this is what I believe. Another economist might be different depending on the data that is available to him. So it really depends on what.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Doc. How are you?
Good afternoon.
So you're live on Street 91.9 FM, and we just wanted to get your preliminary comments. I know you would, at another date we'll talk a little longer concerning the fiscal outlook for the country. From what you see, we've heard talk about better days, and if we hold strain, and given all that is happening internationally, how do you see it?
Okay, so thanks for the invitation to give a comment.
Yes.
For Trinidad and Tobago, well, first let's set it in context. We have had basically persistent fiscal deficits since 2008, I believe.
Right.
Except for 2022, where we may have had a small surplus because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine and by extension increase in fiscal energy revenues. Other than that, we have struggled to balance our fiscal situation with expenditure generally several $1 billion above fiscal revenues. Now, into the medium term,
yes,
given that we may benefit from elevated energy prices, there is the possibility, dependent upon how long it lasts, that the fiscal situation could be adjusted because the revenue side of the fiscal situation improves. Beyond that, and other things constant, we would expect to get more fiscal revenues from Manatee in one form or the other, and so that would also benefit fiscal revenues. Although, at the same point in time, we have gone ahead and the government has increased the PSA salary base, and other unions are now in the process of trying to firm up the income for their respective membership, so that the medium-term outlook for me from a fiscal position doesn't really look as promising as I would like. I think we should have been, exercise more fiscal restraint on the wages side. I think 10% is we cannot afford it, and we should have been more cautious. But so the outlook to me is it is not bright as I would like, the fiscal outlook, although there may be some improvements to fiscal revenues because of the shock, first price and then eventual production from Manatee filtering down and into fiscal revenues.
But Doc, do you think with the expected revenue from the Manatee and what is happening in the Gulf, and the fact that not only oil-based resources are affected, but some of the derivatives from that we could see inflation that will take away from the benefit that we would probably get from that Manatee exploration exercise?
No. I think in the net, yes, there would be some inflationary impact, but I think in the net, the imported inflation, whilst it obviously would affect us, I think we would benefit more when I look at past numbers from the revenue increases. Now, if the revenue increase on the fiscal side is short-lived, but the inflationary impact is more longer term, then obviously what you are saying can happen. It could worsen. So it's such a vague situation in the sense that if you look back to the announced price of oil in the budget, I think it was 73 US or something like that. Mm-hmm. We have only been above that price level since about February for a short period of time. For most of the time, the price of oil has been below that level. Mm-hmm. And so it's difficult to say whether or not for the fiscal year we would have benefited from a price boom in relation to the budgeted price. Remember, we have to measure it against the budgeted price because enough time hasn't passed. We are still in April. Mm-hmm. Suppose the price of oil for one reason or the other, the Trump who fluctuates like volatility itself, decides to unblock the Strait of Hormuz, then oil prices may fall, and it's such an unpredictable setting that all I could focus on is the little that I know. One, expected income stream from Manatee. Two, the current price surge that is above the budgeted price, but I'm not sure how long it would last. And if you can't say how long it will last, then it is impossible to say whether or not we would benefit overall by a fiscal gain.
Yeah.
Doc, last comment, because I know you're busy. Are there things that we could do to improve our own situation on our own? What would be things like 2 or 3 things you recommend that we do? I heard you talk about fiscal discipline and etc.
Well, let me tell you what I think.
Yes.
I like to be very practical about life.
Yes.
When the situation is tough, there was a time when I would eat more chicken foot, more chicken back, more chicken neck. Instead of eating carrot and kingfish, I would eat lower price fish. Sometimes I would even eat catfish and herring, and I would cut my household expenditures.
Right.
Ronaldo, it's Ronaldo, right?
Yes.
Right, Ronaldo, I urge listeners, especially those who are not in a strong income saving position, if you have to adjust, maintain your protein intake, try to eat as healthy as you could and cut costs by eating more eggs, various other parts of chicken, various types of fish that are not expensive, and live wise. Exercise, try to minimize the probability of going to the doctor and spending your money there.
Yes.
And push forward in a practical manner and form that allows you to reduce your household expenditure on a monthly basis, given that your household income is less likely to be upward mobile in a short run period.
Good. Good advice, Doc. Doc, we appreciate the time. We know next time we will talk a little longer. I know I caught you off guard, but thanks for joining us, and maybe in a week time we talk again.
No problem. Thank you. Take care and take care, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you. Made a lot
practical sense.
And I see this all the time, especially where food is concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to go ketos or anything, but the things, we eat so much of the things that killing us, harming us, and making us feel sick and doing all the wrong things to us. When really and truly to maintain a nice, decent, healthy, lean body at 65, you really need to eat, to concentrate on your proteins, but also try not to eat too much of the things that killing you. All them sort of carbs and all them sort of, you could do without some of that. Eat salads and with just pure salads. With some kind of protein, egg or fish. The better kind of the better kind of fish eat is not carrot and kingfish. And the cheap, mackerel is one of the best fish after salmon to eat, and that cheap.
I've heard.
The best fish after salmon to eat is mackerel.
I've heard. And I mean I must admit, only because of my own health scares, I am forced to eat a particular way. And one of the first things I'm learning now is that a lot of things, how we eat is cultural.
Exactly.
We can't adjust, and it's bad for us.
Sugar, that everything, all the carbs.
But you know who's making adjust a lot of time? The doctor.
Exactly. Well, not the doctor when you start to get sick.
Right, and you go to that man, he said, but you are killing yourself.
Exactly.
Nothing is killing you, you are killing yourself.
I tell a friend today, I said, listen, eat your food like you're eating medicine. Because you see later days when you start to get sick, you have to eat medicine like you're eating food.
Correct. Good. But I like the doc's comments. They were fair and open. It wasn't all doom and gloom. But he advised restraint and caution.
Which is what we've been saying.
Don't get too carried away. Good? So
you can't fulfill all your promises.
Better days are coming don't mean you're going by courts. And all of a sudden, not because that is the case. We have a caller. Caller, good afternoon.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I want to say thanks for allowing for that interview. Although it was short,
yes,
it did present a lot of information.
Yes.
by Dr. Hussain.
Yes.
And he sounds very much practical
Yes.
and clear on the reality.
Yes.
I think what he mentioned that I would take from his short interview is that even though our income as a country increase, if our expenditure also increase, then it comes null and void.
Exactly.
Correct.
I think that's what he was showing clearly.
Yes.
So even if we're thinking about those things to come online in the energy sector that will give us an increase in revenue, based on the wage negotiations and how everything is put in play, then the kind of money we will spend will make that neutral. It will still come as a place like we're still in the same position. Because, and I think that's what the country has to be looking at. It is for the Minister of Finance to identify how he will balance the revenue that's coming in 2027 with the situation with wages. Because promises were made, you see.
Yes.
And despite people saying to them, listen, we are in an economic situation here. This set of happy times about talking about spending money when you don't have it to spend.
Nobody want to listen.
They don't want to listen.
Yes.
And therefore, big promises was made, and all those promises mean that you have to spend money.
Yeah.
Money doesn't go on tree.
Yes.
And I am thankful for the little time that he was able to spend this evening, and also give us a personal.
Yes.
Hey, when you're looking at your money too, you as a person, you have to know how to manage your resources.
Yes.
So that it don't crash you.
Yes.
Thanks very much for the
Thank
time.
you, Colin.
gentlemen.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Very, very practical and sound advice.
Correct.
Very, very sound advice. Very fair outlook, because some of us hear different things.
No, I have been saying for some time now. I mean, it's as if we expect magic. You know? I mean, if you're home and you're working, or you're working for one fixed wage, right? And you're doing nothing else, you're pulling bull in the evening, you're doing nothing else to make more money, right? You ain't gonna get out of stone, right? It's magic you're looking for. So what we had to start to think about really is we had to think about some kind of either conservation, productivity, more work, you get more money, and start understanding that you had to have a nationalist outlook. Stop looking at red and yellow and blue and all kind of thing, and think about the country. Think about how you support the country, not necessarily the government, both opposition and government. How you support them to get
Very correct.
put things in a place where we could have a better living. And that understanding, we ought to be talking about it all the time.
Or cost of living. The cost of living.
Productivity is one of the things. I mean, you know where I stand where productivity is concerned.
Yes.
There are so many things government could do to fix that, but they are things sometimes right in our faces and we even understand it. The transportation system, that's one area where we could probably work on, and it will certainly solve some of the productivity problems that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. Because more people you have working for the hours that they are expected to work in, then you would have more revenue for the country.
And that's a conversation that the unions...
And the unions have to understand that too. I mean, maybe we need some bright people in the union, I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably saying it wrong.
We really need a re-education that way. PNM, meanwhile, in the bowling side, PNM political leader Penelope Beckles, that intro is problematic, but we would not, has welcomed the election of Shamfa Kojo Lewis as head of the party's Tobago Council, describing it as a key moment as the party continues its rebuilding efforts following its defeat in the THA election. In a media release today, Beckles said the former Tobago West MP will automatically assume the role of one of the party's deputy political leaders. Kojo Lewis convincingly defeated former minority leader Kelvin Morris in the internal elections yesterday, securing approximately 63% of the votes after a preliminary count that went into the early hours of the morning. What?
But he did say he wanted to go, right? He wasn't.
No, he wanted to contest. He was keen on returning.
Okay.
Becker said Kojo Lewis has made history, becoming only the second woman to hold this position at a time when the movement is in a critical phase of rebuilding. She comes ready, committed to energizing our movement and re-engage the people of Trinidad and Tobago, guided by strength and perspective of women's leadership. Reflecting on her career, Becker said her new deputy brings extensive experience that will support the Tobago arm of the party. She entered frontline politics as the youngest Tobagonian appointed to the Senate in 2010, during my tenure as leader of opposition business in the Senate. She has since served this nation with distinction as MP for 10 years and as a cabinet minister responsible for tourism, youth, sport, and community development. She holds a BSc in international relations, master's in trade policy, and specialized courses as in economic development, export diversification. So the lady is well qualified. She brings a wealth of knowledge. Former Tobago Council political leader Ansel Dennis, who stepped down after party's defeat in the THA elections, also extends congratulations. Today, I extend sincere congratulations to the newly elected political leader, Ms. Samfa Kojo Lewis, and the executive of the People's National Movement, Tobago, and I wish them success. Leadership transitions are always important. As I close this chapter, I remain committed to public service, personal growth, etc. I commend the members of the Tobago. So, the bowling side, things are happening.
They're starting to stabilize to some extent.
Things are happening.
But it still has some.
But they are serious.
It still has some wild cards.
There are serious questions to answer.
Serious cards.
Like any other team, huh? To be fair. The batting side have the little that little Brian Lara issues.
That in nature politics.
That's in nature politics.
It happened in London too.
Yes, yes.
It happened in London too. It happened in the US too. In Congress too.
Well, oh my gosh. It is happening in the US.
That incident in the US over the weekend, somehow I feel that was staged.
I've heard people say that.
That was staged.
You
want that bigger is the wing of the White House.
He wants one where they could have dining and a ballroom for them for their own.
So the first thing he came out and say, see why I tell
but I think that makes sense. I'm surprised they don't have one.
But he did say some. I think it's Millennia. One of them did say that gunshots will be fired.
Yeah.
Before this thing actually happened, someone said that it will have a few gunshots. But they were referring to what he was about to say.
I will desist from the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but
simply because
that is what was said.
No, I've heard that. You're right. You didn't say that first. I've heard that. Simply because the way how the American president is one protected and there are too many people involved. He would have to be in sync with too many people, and especially at a time where his back is against the wall. But I wasn't there.
What somebody was trying to do there? I mean, that's the American president you're talking about. That's many layers and layers and layers of security.
Somebody tried to rob a station here.
But they tried to rob a station.
They did.
Rob a station.
Yeah. And have you realized the number of guns gone up again, right? You know the number is more now, right? It's 120 something.
Any gun you wanted to hide before now, you can say they robbed the station at that.
People will be straight up and say my gun missing.
They probably sell that was from the guns they were selling before and all kind of thing.
They don't know. It is a hornet's nest there. It's a vortex. But the bowling side seems to... The Tobago's arms seem to be trying to get their house together. We're not too sure what's going on in the Balize.
Yeah, too sure.
Because while one person is leading, rowing the boat, this is somebody else poking a hole in the boat.
He want to run away.
Men rowing and some people, a man digging a little, chipping away at the boat with a chisel. Good? And I've seen the comments concerning...
How you end up in Venezuela?
There might be several reasons why you go Venezuela. And some people feel it's politics, but it may not be politics.
Man just went for holidays, Margarita or something.
But then how do you go for other reasons and end up with Delcy Rodriguez? Mm-hmm. We heard that he did notify the party that he'd be out the country. Right?
Did he say he was going diplomatically? Did he say he was going
No.
to meet?
No. And I want to say nothing prevents him from going and visit the beautiful island of Venezuela. Nothing prohibits him from seeing the telefericos and the cable cars up in the mountains and all this, if that was it. Maybe he went there and saw Delcy, I don't know.
He probably meet Bongsi up in a party or something.
I feel so. I would want to believe so.
Trump all of them was using that
But
party.
and he did not pretend to go there in an official capacity. Although again,
But he was in a pitié.
that is the impression that some may derive from it. So this bowling side had a couple little factions.
That's a misuse to deal with.
And
You can take the call.
Yeah. But I want to take the call in a context, but let me hear the caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
So you have the PNB team in Tobago.
Right.
But sometimes you allow the B team to play, to say who performing, to bring them over on the A team.
Right. If you're starting
In this case, we're seeing that Ms. Cujo has successfully beaten Mr. Morris. Now, gentlemen, it's not about the numbers, sometimes it has to do with character. Now, Mr. Morris had real people behind him,
I thought so.
He had Stacy backing him. He had Mr. Childs backing him. Those are former THL leaders. Ms. Kozo, on the other hand, stood alone, and she let her talking or her experience do the talking for her, and she came out on top. Let me also thank you for that interview early on. Very, very educational, very much so. As short as it was, I learned a lot. Very, very, very good interview. But what I noticed in the interview is that while he was giving you a breakdown in the economy and so on, you asked the question, so what are we to do now? What could we do? And the doctor being the man that he is, the educated man that he is, he said you had to change your lifestyle. Change your lifestyle. If you know you stay there, stop eating it or stop eating too much of it. You had to put video outside, man. Somehow we want to play macho umpires. We want to have one in South, one in Stando, white Stando, one in Lincoln.
But caller, that you're mashing up happy homes.
Oh, baby, you mash it up.
Because them kind of fellas and them solving problems and them helping.
Caller, that's the black market, you know. There's a market for that.
Them fellas helping.
You know, some of we guys looking to kill people, so we, and some of we guys have the front taste. So,
sometimes they help.
Yeah, so some fellas doubling up,
Yeah, but according to the doc, if you want to be a little successful now.
Yeah.
You have to make the necessary sacrifices.
Well, that means.
No, we nobody.
That means if you're going in a little place, you can't go for 4 hours. You have to go for 2.
No. Where you going? Where you going?
No, you set to cut the budget. You set to cut the budget. It's a certain rate per hour. The doctor just say cut back. So don't
Cut
try
back, yes.
no stallion business. Take an hour.
Yes.
Put the rest of money in your savings.
For your real family.
Yeah, and go your way. And call and find your bias. You come here and you're talking about caller, you come and talk about the men. But what about the ladies? You have to tell them.
I agree with you.
They have to cool down on their demands. If you know he used to make $2,000 in the grocery, have a heart. Because you know it's about 6 hours here. The man can't make $2,000 in the grocery. That pressure. So we all have to contribute on a serious note to what you say, a frugal lifestyle and a little savings. But we taste, boy. We taste. Someone we spoiling.
Yeah, we spoil it.
Especially this kind of generation. Someone we spoil. We ain't know about when you know about frugal and cut back, they balling cut back. From what?
We don't have nothing.
Yeah, one him so cut back.
But you're still eating all the flour, you're still eating all the drinking all the oil.
We want bagels, you don't like bagels?
You're still eating all the things that
and gentlemen, we have to be careful.
Yeah.
When we talk about cut back.
Yeah.
When that woman tell us she wants her hair done.
Wow.
And she nails done.
Wow.
And Patsy having a party tonight.
Wow.
You know why is he price
when we can't provide that
here now, caller?
But it's about 600 or 700. Some of them is about
make sure you come tomorrow when Dr. Samoya is here. She will be here tomorrow, so make sure and call.
No, some of them is selling $1,200 to do the hair. I want you to go to a party with me tonight. Give me $1,200. I need to do my hair and my nails.
But now, let me close with this, umpires.
Go ahead.
Let me close on this note.
Go ahead.
I was talking to a lady friend, right? And she told me to meet she by a sleeping bar after work, which I did. So your boy playing big. I said we're drinking.
Oh Lord.
She said you could buy a spoon off. So I go on and I buy this spoon off, and I drink to me and I sit down with my lady friend. You know what she said to me?
What?
So what about my friend? I said, who? She said, my friend in the corner there. And them two in the corner there is my friend too. I really drink everything and I walk out the bar. How about the evening, gentlemen?
He got him back one time.
They say that plenty. No.
Listen to me. All you had to tell them is Dr. Hussein blame him. I will call him after the show. Dr. Hussein say I have to cut back Gil, you know. Dr. Hussein say I have to call back.
I could only pay for one.
Yeah, I could only pay for one. You can't have no 1+ these days. You can't have no +1. You and me rocking. We can't. Shelly had to steal, otherwise I'd get a partner to pick up that tab.
Or let Shelly, man inside it to pay for that.
Yeah. But the bowling side, I see an article here. We only knew Young will be overseas. We only knew Young will be overseas. There's a picture.
Yeah, and Delcy.
Just very stately. So I don't think that is not a dress for a party. He ain't going to club with that.
Like he's trying to overthrow the government or?
People's National Movement Chairman Marvin Gonzalez said that the party was only informed by former Prime Minister Stuart Young that he would be out of the country. As questions continue over Young's meetup with Venezuelan acting President Delcy Rodriguez last week. However, Gonzalez, who is the opposition chief whip, declined to comment on the details of his trip. I don't want to comment on that further. He added, as chief whip, he informed me that he was going out of the country. That cannot be Tobago. So I am aware of that. From my recollection, the opposition leader was also informed that he was going out of the country during the period. he did not say whether the PNM knew the purpose of Young's visit, whether it was personal, political, or otherwise. Well, let me analyze this. Let me bring sense and nonsense. Personal. Could it be personal, really?
Well, the way he was dressed there,
Delcy Rodriguez, the Venezuelan president,
she dressed in suit.
does she give loans?
Yeah.
What do you mean by personal?
Yeah, she in a suit. He in a suit. Both public officials of the official countries.
Yeah, you were the former.
So, I mean, what kind of... something strange about that.
Right, so let me scratch off personal. That doesn't make any sense. Let me take otherwise. Other than being the president of Venezuela at this point in time, and you being a politician, member of the...
A former prime minister.
Right, and former energy as well. Was it a Facebook meeting?
What kind of meeting
Was it a TikTok meeting?
No. What kind of... I know you're part of the government too, as being the opposition.
No, well, I'm trying to work out what suggestion
kind of
would otherwise. You mean you have a duck farm and she has a duck farm, and you all went to talk about farming? That's crazy. So if that was answers A, B, and C, the logical choice for everybody would have been B. Political. Now, we do understand why one would not want to say that because of the backlash or the appearances in the how it may appear, and indeed the gentleman somebody calls it a diplomatic mission of his own. That's precarious because at this time we are trying to work out energy deals on that side. There was a lot of rhetoric in the past. That has calmed down. We're trying to mend it and take advantage of what opportunities may lie. And here's a visit from the opposition energy minister, who has been very critical. Then let's face that too. He has been openly very critical of energy policies and energy statements and things going in trolling the energy sector. Well, that's his free right because he was a former energy minister. A non-issue. I don't want to impute motive because I can't. But to say that it's a non-issue, I disagree that it's a non-issue. But the bowling side really has to. But let's be honest. Let's be deeper. The bowling side has other issues. This is just symptomatic. Good. Is it secret that the bowling side has factions? One, there's an opposition leader and there's an opposition leader.
well, they're not immune to the vagaries of
politics.
Yes. And the vagaries of the dynamics that affect politics, even coming out of office.
Yes.
Right? That is the fact that you was the prime minister. Some people would see you as one of the catalysts for the party losing the election. All kind of thing.
Yes.
I know there was some kind of, I don't want to talk for the PNM, but
yes.
I know there was some kind of acrimony.
Yes.
After they lost the elections.
Yes.
And he was part of that.
And that was in the public domain.
Right. So I don't know to the what extent that pervades.
Correct.
To probably create a situation like this, because this doesn't augur well for the country if you have a prime minister and she have her diplomatic relations with a country, whether good or bad, and then a former prime minister would now come and go in the mix and have certain things to say. That does not... You was the prime minister.
Yeah.
But you now have a different role to play. You have somebody else playing that role. You can't be besides yourself. And I don't know what yourself telling yourself. But yourself had to be telling yourself the wrong thing.
And there can be no official capacity in which you visit because you are not the leader of the opposition.
No, well, I'm not seeing you not being able to visit. I mean, you all might have become friends when you good friends, but that petition doesn't say that.
No, that's a personal visit. If
Right?
that was say, that would come under personal. If you're
If I'm in Venezuela and I say, hey, Delcy, I'm in Venezuela, let you go, like you had dinner or something, or, you know.
And
That's a
you're
different
humanly
thing.
entitled to do that.
That's a different thing.
Yeah. But if it was so, and you're aware of the impression that that may come in one's mind, understand the position that the party's in, would you not advise your political leader? Listen, I go in a party in Tokopita. They tell me, go be there. We good like that. If you see pictures, it's okay. You don't have to give any details. You don't have to say what time, etc., because you made it known. It's a personal. Good? But you're so savvy and you're so aware that, listen to me, one, there's an official opposition leader. Two, there are lingering relationship issues with the present government and the same lady. Three, you were in the said position before this election. Why not advise? Only unless you don't want them in your business. And not wanting them in your business in that way tells exactly the state of affairs within the organization. The bowling sides have been washing their linen in public. And that's not the rumor mill. That's articles in the papers concerning, you know.
Yeah.
And then we have the podcast man. That's a fun story. Good. The press conference gentleman ever so often. So the bowling side and the gate together. As you say, they're not immune. Every team will have the little tugging. Hopefully Tobago will heal. The election didn't seem to have any acrimony.
It did in fact.
It did.
It did have some.
The chamfer elections?
No, not this one. The last election that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
coming out of that. It did have some.
But I'm talking about this political leader election.
Well,
but
we don't know.
But they said, we don't know. But they said she won by a landslide, which suggests that Tobago has spoken. You know? However we feel about it is irrelevant. They have spoken.
That is not to say they'll put a dent in anything in Tobago. I don't know. It doesn't look.
That
it
is
doesn't-
true.
It doesn't say anything.
Because it could be a Trojan horse. And I don't want to talk too much about my theory about that. But it could be a Trojan horse for something else. Good? That we don't know how that will work out.
Yes. That.
But
I'm now thinking about that.
politics has puppets and puppet masters. And that is a real reality. But Tobago has sought out their issue. The Trinidad faction, however, I am not too sure that those issues have been mended. I am not sure that the wound and the gash coming out from the last election leading into their own party election of opposition leader. Because remember, if we are fair today, if we remember this story, that faction and that division existed before.
Yes.
When the visitor to Venezuela was knighted, that issue came to the fore. That was in the public domain. Good? That, listen, we don't agree with his knighting. So this is not a new feud, for want of a better word. And it's not a feud of words. It's a feud of action. I remember people being absent from debates. That too was in the papers.
I wait to hear what some of the more prominent figures
In the bowling side.
In the bowling side, I have to say about this at some point in time because we partner down south, we have Cummins, we have the man down Dr. Brown, and Dr. Brown, by the way, is a diplomat.
Yeah.
So I really like to hear what he have to say about it.
Because remember, Mr. Rodriguez is not a normal person. She holds a particular position. That position is of particular importance to the country. At present, there has been feuds between the two governments, even if it is just on the rhetoric. Good. One
might appear to be superficial.
Yes, yes, we do. We don't know the extent and the gravity of it. Persona non grata, and we heard this. And then we have a gentleman who we are not too sure if he is a self-appointed emissary. All we know is he rich. We see a picture. Good. It doesn't have to be that. Let me say it's popcorn. Okay, we spoke about popcorn and our love for taekwondo. No, we didn't talk anything about energy. Not at all. We didn't talk none. Listen, we told each other, let's not talk about energy. Right? Don't forget the fact that I was the former energy minister. Forget the fact that I have been very openly critical of NGC.
Unless you come in to give advice to the present administration.
In what capacity?
In relation to what they should do or what
in your energy firm?
I don't know.
Because to go under the PNM banner, the party is saying here, well, we know he would have been out of the country. We didn't know where. So you couldn't be an official business and they don't know where. And we didn't know why. Because it's not odd that you leave the country, you know?
I think he have plenty of sense. Just like the Goodley senator.
Yeah.
That's some good sense.
I think there are questions to be answered. Maybe on his return, the party will ask.
Because PNM is known to be an organized organization. I mean, say what you want to say about them.
Yes.
They're known to have a little more structure and stick-to-itiveness to that structure. While there may be things going on behind the scene, they are usually known for knowing everything that goes on in public. So it's kind of difficult to see even that statement being made, right? Gonzalez did not say whether the PNM knew the purpose of Young's visit, whether it was personal, political, or otherwise, or whether officials knew he would meet Rodriguez. Is it that they know something more and they're not saying?
Yeah, because it is also when you can't control members of your team. Now we were laughing at the batting side, and their inability to control some members on the team. But it is the same on the bowling side. When you can't control members of your team, it could be rather embarrassing. It could be rather embarrassing when they speak out of turn or act out of turn. And sometimes they act and then they say, I acted in my own capacity. I did not. No, listen, that doesn't fly. Everybody knows he's an MP. Everybody know. Good? So whether you distance yourself from the party, it's hard to distance yourself from the party. So I don't understand his ability or his trust. I doubt it to distance himself. I didn't come here as any member of the team. I came here myself. I don't know if that would fly. Call us. The number to call is 34200-81466-5391. How do you view that visit? How do you view it? What is your opinion? Good afternoon, caller. Good afternoon.
Yes, well, a pleasant good afternoon to the Empires again.
Yes.
Now, you see, all Stuart Young is showing there is that he and they would have, and Dr. Rowley and him would have gone to Venezuela to do negotiations, and they still can. But Kamala Prasad Bisasa, he cannot go to to Venezuela to make any negotiation. He himself announced that he is sending a team of delegation also to make negotiation. He can't have any part of any negotiations in Venezuela. And I dare anybody to call at the part that because Venezuela is all over social media, all on the news. They will have as young prime minister governing Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, but
Thank you very much for allowing me to continue.
With all due respect.
Hold on.
With all due respect.
Yes.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago voted convincingly for the party that is in government to run the country for the next 5 years. Right? So for you to say
they voted because they were lied to.
For
they won't play that part.
No, forget about that. They were constitutionally elected. So I don't understand.
Right.
I don't understand your comment. Something missing from what you just said. Think about what you just said.
But caller, let me ask you of some further questions. Stay on the line.
The reality is,
Yeah.
Pamela, she cannot make negotiations with Venezuela. Like how Dr. Rowley and Teo Chong went personally.
What reality are you talking about? Sir, what reality are you talking about? You know what you're saying?
What I saying?
No, you heard what he said?
Caller, let me ask you a question, right? Caller, let's take the conversation.
But those are the facts.
Hold on, conversation. Let's take the conversation in a different way because I want to understand how you're thinking. Do you believe that the pre-Maduro rhetoric, and there was a lot, and I know that's what you're referring to. Do you believe that still pertains today? That persona non grata and all of that. I remember the comments that was made when Mr. Maduro was there. Do you believe that is the same government in power in Venezuela? And do you believe that that rhetoric pertains still?
Yes or no?
Yes, it still pertains.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Okay. I understand.
Yes.
No problem.
Yeah.
He believes it still pertains. I disagree.
Sometimes the logic.
A lot has changed since then. Good afternoon, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Marcus and Ronaldo.
Yeah, good afternoon.
You see a sycophant? That is a piano, sycophant. What small spin doing there? He going to undermine this government with T and Rowley going across doing the Congo line with Maduro. He's not the part of the government. He's supposed to get locked up for treason. What we want to do to undermine Richard and them or what? Short term, we are to investigate you. You can't do that. You don't know. You never vote for you, Because Rowley passed on the baton for you. You never like joining with the bag of money. You undermining Penny. I want to Penny. He went across there. Officials will short term go across the short term to do with that now, man. We have people to feel we need that all deal. Yes.
Alright. No, I am.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
No, I am. I wouldn't go as far as saying what was said there, but the caller used an interesting word, treason. Now, he's part of the government, by the way. But you are not the designated. If you went to talk official business or any business relative to the business that is on the table, you kind of out of place.
Let's hear this caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, once again.
Yeah.
If you start thinking about it, so much of us calling Maduro. How much of us actually know the real facts about Maduro and what was really going on? You understand? They're hearing this, they're hearing that, and they're jumping with this and jumping with that. up to now they cannot pinpoint a charge on him. Look at the woman who wrote the book about Venezuela, right? They had an interview with her. They show her 5 mistakes in the book, and she already printed the book, right? You know, it's so much. I mean, I want to say, but this is the sad thing. We hear something and we run with it. We hear something and we run with it. Look at Trump, right? So all the leaders in the world, right, disagree with Trump, right? Most of the leaders, right? Look at the thing with the Epstein files. Look at the thing with the judges. He just changing people, changing AG and doing this and doing that. And yet, our leader calling Trump's name. I mean, if you want the support, you like the support, just stay quiet. We don't have to support that type of thing, right? Because the young girls, they were most of them were involved with. It's a shame. But you see the thing about us. We just hear something, we run with it, we read it, we run with it. But so much of us was ready to investigate already going on. You understand? Anyway, my brothers, you all keep on the good work. And the truth will always come forward. And this morning, the morning program on this station is very good. I mean, and this is how we have to be, right? Stand up for Trinidad and Tobago and forget about the red and the yellow, right? You all take care of all the best, man. Look at the water situation. Look at the kind of more we are getting on our pipes, right? Today, the water was wrong. I think they lock it off after a while, and I think it's coming back a little clear right now. So look at Paramount. I mean, we know that was in both areas. They're suffering right now for water. They were never out of water for so long, right? I mean, and Chagaramas have enough wells to supply the whole of Trinidad with water. Since in the Yankee days, all those wells cap off, you know. Anyway, my God, I'm going to take care and all the best, and there's so much that needs to be done, but in a right way. Forget about this and forget about that. You understand? You have to look and see what needs to be done. Take care and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. And so, just couple seconds to go before the end of the program. And we have seen commonalities and differences of both teams. We have seen strengths and weaknesses of both teams. We have seen the pitch, and we can't blame the pitch because the pitch doesn't change. Both have had different types of pitch in the past, and circumstances have impacted on that, which nobody could take credit for. We didn't know there was going to be a war, you know.
In any case, if cricket play overnight, you have you on the
correct. They have due to certain things you have to.
Certain things,
your ability is in the ability to adapt. Ability to adapt to the pitch and to the conditions.
Right.
And we do have exogenous economic conditions now, which might really impact. We understand it will impact on the game. That too is not the issue. The issue is how we manage. And Dr. Hussein has given us some tips, and hopefully we take them to heart. 30 seconds under, take us out.
You had to practice frugality.
Take us out, Senior Madison.
Yeah, so another good evening, and for sure tomorrow we will come again with some very interesting topics. We try to analyze the news in ways that sometimes you need that kind of analysis. We happy that you are able to help us, and certainly tomorrow we will be here again and you can do the same thing. So good evening.
Join us tomorrow.
Nature's Touch Massage Therapy and Nutrition